Hello everyone, I'm Akshay and welcome back to the Red Devils podcast. There's some very interesting news came last night. Simon Stones from BBC. He basically, and those who don't know Simon Stone, he's a Manchester United correspondent at BBC, and he himself said these words that Manchester United are expected under new ownership by the spring. It wasn't about like maybe it was by the spring. So you know what, I think it's either end of spring starts from March, right? March to June. So I think it's somewhere around March or maybe April, and that's pretty much good for us, because if Man United are under new ownership by the end of March, or at least by the starting of April, then the new owners can look at everything, they can hire the old staff or hire the new staff, and pretty much they can invest in the club way before the window opens. And that is very important for Manchester United, because we are actually not in a very good squad. We don't have, as far as I think, I still believe that we need a couple of midfielders, a centre back, a right back, maybe a winger. I'm not too sure about a winger, but definitely a couple of strikers. We are in dire need of a couple of strikers. And the news, this is not just a, the news is not just from any random source. This is coming from Simon Stones, and he's a very good reporter, and BBC doesn't just print out a news just because it's hyped or it's trending. They actually research about it, and they only report it when it's properly credible. And I think so, because if Man United are expected to be under new ownership by the spring, there are actually talks going on, because Manchester United is a big club. No matter what has happened for the past decade, Manchester United is a big club, and selling the club, and it requires a lot of work. You can't sell a big club like Manchester United in 1 or 2 months. There are talks going on, either from Middle East, or maybe from some US investment group, or maybe Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Nobody knows about it, because the first person who came out and talked about it was Jim Ratcliffe. He said that he held talks with the Glazers. He's very fond of them. He had a great relationship. He still has a good relationship with Joel Glazer, and he thinks they are nice people. Well, tomato, but still he thinks they are a nice group of people, and they have no intention of selling Manchester United back then. And he himself said this in an interview in September, that he is no longer interested in buying Manchester United, because he just can't wait for a deal. Maybe Man United is open to selling, because Glazers pretty much were confident that they won't sell, because they made a huge investment in the club by signing 4 or 5 players. So they were not interested in selling the club. But now the situation has changed. Many of them are looking to cash out, and remember, Glazers bought Man United while Man United was in debt, and they bought it in 2005. So it's kind of like 17 years, and they have taken as much as they could. They have profited themselves. They pocketed their money, and most importantly, they never invested. They never liked the club. They were like only the proper owner of it. They were never interested in what is happening inside the board, what is happening inside the field, what is happening inside the recruitment selection. That was very disappointing. But having Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who actually is a fan of Man United, that's gonna be a big boost for us. But like I said in my last video, I'm not properly focused on one particular person. Whosoever is the new owner or the new owners of Manchester United, I just want them to care about the club like we do as fans, and I really want them to invest in the club, because we need a new stadium, we need a proper training ground facility. Like, everything should be updated. Like, it should be the best in the world. We can't compromise on that stuff. It should be best in the world. And besides that, I think like I said, Zara founder Amancio Ortega was interested. So Jim Ratcliffe, there was some investment from Saudi Arabia and Dubai. So I think if something happens from Middle East, I'll be okay with it. I don't have any problem regarding the ownership. I don't have any sort of that mentality that okay, it should be the UK owners, it should be the US owners. I don't have like that. I'm pretty much open with it. And there was also a rumor last evening. There was also a rumor in that particular statement also, when Simon Stone made that if Glazers are open to sell, which is not certain. So there comes a line between read between the lines that they may not be certain about it, but yeah, they are open to sell. They are open to sell the club, which I pretty much believe that it's BS, like bullshit, because I don't think so that they are not certain to sell the club, because if there's a statement coming from Simon Stone from BBC that Man United are expected to be under new ownership by the spring, there are already ongoing talks held between either the potential buyers or maybe the potential person who's buying Man United. So I don't buy that crap that it's not certain. I think Joel Glazer and every member of the Glazer family will definitely cash out, because it's been 17 years. They have pocketed as much as they could from the club's profits. I don't think so. Anyone else would I don't think anyone on this planet would disagree with that. Glazers actually, they just saw Man United as a cash cow. They were literally not, because at that point of time we were winning trophies, we were winning everything that was on the footballing world. So they were like pretty much confident that this is gonna be a long term, and they were okay with it. It was Sir Alex Ferguson, because remember Alex Ferguson used to put some names on his list also, but he was not backed by even the Glazers. And if you can't back Sir Alex Ferguson after what he did with Manchester United, you will not take a good look, or you will not take care of this club, because Alex Ferguson was a magician. He did wonders. He could have, he could have made Charlie Austin or Thierry Henry, or at least Welbeck. He could have made Welbeck like Rashford, but see, that's the point. He was Alex Ferguson. Erik Ten Hag is a great coach. He's a great manager, but he is not Alex Ferguson. He'll be needing backup, and I don't think so Glazers will back him like they did for sure in this summer, but they won't back him every summer. They won't be able to deliver him signings like Mbappe, or like signings Barcelona made way back in, like Neymar and everyone. So that's the point of you need owners like that who's gonna back their managers regardless of what the outcome may be. You need to believe the vision of the manager, and if I actually believe that there are still ongoing talks are held, and you can't sell Man United in 1 month or 2 months. It's gonna take a properly 3-4 months of span of 3-4 months, where they can final every deal. They can negotiate as much as they want, because it's a big thing. But I'm really hopeful, and I'm really, just like me, every single Man United fan will be like really happy just to see the back of the Glazer family. I'm pretty much confident about this. And as far as transfer rumors are concerned, there are no still, because the story is still the same. Gakpo, Frimpong and everyone. So we already talked about that in my last video. So if there still something comes up, I'll definitely upload a video about that. And hope you guys are doing good. Let's just wrap this up. I don't want to talk about, and there was also let me just put one thing on the highlight, because there was some talks about Rashford, Rio Ferdinand suggesting Rashford that he should just walk in the dressing room. There was some statement, I don't remember the statement, but there was something that he said he should just walk in to the dressing room, the club, and ask what he wants. He should demand what he wants, because he's playing such a great football. And this is the guy, Rio Ferdinand is the guy who was the first person to sing the Ole song, that we should just give him the title of manager, because look what he did in 3 months. Nobody could achieve that. We did the doubles on our rivals, city rivals and everything. And I really believe that Rashford should be left alone. Rashford is playing great. But everyone needs to remember that Rashford was Trashford for past 1.5 years. For 18 months he was crap. Nobody can deny that. He has potential. He's definitely one of the best players, wingers, prolific players in the world. I agree to that, but he plays best when he is not under pressure. Just let the just leave the lad. Don't pressurize him that he should be earning 450k like Mbappe. He's one of the best like Mbappe and Neymar, and he should be he's gonna be the next GOAT of the footballing world. Don't put pressure on the lad. He was crap for 18 months. Now finally he's playing great. You just need to back off Rio Ferdinand. I mean, I love him as a defender, but the day he turned into pundit, he has been a bit of a clown. I don't want to say use any bad word because I have good memories of him, but he in some points he has been acting like a clown. I mean, just because he's playing a great brand of football doesn't mean Rashford should be compared like Mbappe. Rashford still has potential to become like Mbappe or a star like Mbappe, but he's not at that level. And there was also a dressing room rumor that Erik Ten Hag is not happy with Sancho. There was some attitude problem. I think that's a buttload of crap, because Sancho definitely has not had a great start at Man United, and because of that he's not even playing in the World Cup. I get it, but just look at Rashford. He was crap for 18 months. There were no talks about him going into the World Cup. In fact, we as fans were talking about we should sell Rashford. But at least he took that on his chin. He took that as a challenge, and now he's playing great football. He's the top scorer in the World Cup. I mean, he's the front runner for the Golden Boot. Just look at that. I don't think so. There's an attitude problem where people are just because there's no news on Sancho, or there's no news as far as player dressing room is concerned. So people like when Ronaldo went, it was a crappy media night, and now because Ronaldo is gone and there's no words from Erik Ten Hag, so they need to create something. That's why they are creating this Sancho and Erik Ten Hag thing. I don't think so. I just think that's a BS, and that's not gonna happen. This is not the end of Sancho. I'm pretty much confident about this, that when the Premier League starts, he's gonna be back. He's one of the best players in our Man United squad. In fact, I'll go on to my limb and say this, that he's one of the best right wingers in the league right now. No matter what his form is temporary. I know he'll be back, but saying things like reporting things like that this is not gonna happen. And if I say this, if I'm remembering this correctly, the news about this Erik Ten Hag has problem with Jadon Sancho's attitude is coming from Spanish outlet. That's pretty much bogus. That's pretty much idiotic, because I know Real Madrid is not having a great time. I know Barcelona is not having a great time, but please, Spain reporters, dig your own grave. Do something about your own clubs. Do something. Report about something your own players. Don't think and write and make stuff about English players. Just leave it at that. Anyways, this is gonna be a wrap up. If there's any news comes up, I'm definitely gonna upload another video. Hope you guys do well. Have a great day. Please take care of yourself. Bye bye.